Honorable members, Honorable Speaker, all rise.
A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to the first Youth Parliament session, and I hope this session will be fruitful. We begin today's session with the oath or affirmation of our newly elected members. Secretary General, please.
Mr. Harsha, who stands elected from the Thrissur constituency of Kerala State, will now take an oath or an affirmation. Mr. Harsha, please. In which language would you like to take the oath?
In English.
I.
Harsha, having been elected as a member of the lower house of Youth Parliament, do hereby swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India, as by law established, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Elected from the Srinagar constituency of Jammu and Kashmir State, will now take an oath or an affirmation. Ms. Manha, please. Ms. Manha, do you want to take an oath or an affirmation?
An oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
In Hindi, please.
Mine.
मन्हा, युवा संसद को सदस्य निर्वाचित हुई हूँ। ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूँ कि विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति श्रद्धा रखूंगी, देश की प्रभुसत्ता और एकता को बनाए रखूंगी तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाली हूँ उसके कर्तव्य का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वाह करूंगी।
It is my sad duty to inform the House of the demise of our former colleague Sri Ramesh Chandra. Ramesh Chandra was an agriculturist by profession and an active social worker. He worked in the rural areas, devoting his time and energy to the welfare of the agricultural labourers and the uplift of the backward classes and the downtrodden. An able parliamentarian and an effective orator, he took a keen interest in the proceedings of the House.
Madam Speaker, I rise to pay my tribute to Sri Ramesh Chandra, whose death has been deeply mourned. He was a young man who came from a family of freedom fighters and whose father made a name for himself, and this tradition was carried by the family. I would like to extend my deep condolences to this family.
Madam Speaker, I associate myself with the tributes paid by you and with the House. I had privilege to work with Ramesh Chandra as a colleague. He was a person who, because of his lovable nature, never annoyed anyone, and he was always with a smiling face and was very open-hearted. We have lost a valued social worker, political worker, and a public man. I would like to associate myself and my party in sending our condolences to his grieved family.
The House may stand in silence forever. Now we begin with the question hour. Question number 103. This question will be asked by the Honourable Member of Parliament, Mr. Naveen.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Human Resources. Unemployment is one of the most pressing issues facing the country today. Despite having a large and capable workforce, millions of people, especially the youth, remain jobless. Mr. Prime Minister, what steps will the Ministry take to address this crisis and ensure that India's youth are gainfully employed?
Honourable Minister of HRD, please.
Madam Speaker, the government recognizes that unemployment is a significant challenge and we are committed to resolving it through multi-phased approach. Madam Speaker, to address unemployment, the Ministry of Human Resource Development has initiated several programs such as skill development initiatives, boosting vocational education, collaboration with industries, promotion of self-employment, reforms in higher education.
Does anyone have any supplementary? Yes, Ms. Duty, please.
Mr. Prime Minister, the initiatives and programs that you made for the youth of India sound promising and helpful on the paper, but when coming to reality, they show a gap in implementation and the youth remains jobless. Think, if the state continues for a decade, India will fall into financial crisis. Even big companies of India like Tata, Reliance will also have the same problem. Madam Speaker, after knowing what will happen in the future if the youth remains jobless, will the Prime Minister have a thought of making the initiatives better and make the youth have jobs?
Yes, Ms. Duty, we appreciate you for raising this question being the youngest MP of the House. Yes, Leader of the House, please.
Yes, madam. We appreciate Ms. Rudy being the youngest member of the House. Good luck, Ms. Rudy. We too enforce youth, rather, the educated youth, into politics to change the fate of the country. To follow this, we have given more than 40% of our seats to youth of the country.
Honorable HRD Minister, please.
I am happy to answer this question. The Honorable Member has raised a valid concern. To address this, we have established a monitoring mechanism at both state and central levels. Madam Speaker, further question will be answered, if any. Madam Speaker, regular audits and feedback sessions are being evaluated the impact of these initiatives. We are confident that these measures will yield significant results in reducing unemployment.
Does anyone have any supplementary? Yes, Ms. Manashwini, please.
Honorable Speaker and Mr. Prime Minister, all those schemes were there for 6-7 years. Madam Speaker, I would like to ask the government and the Leader of the House, what is the number? How many jobs have they provided since its inception? As unemployment is within the peak in the last 40 years of independent India, the Prime Minister is creating a Vikasit Bharat for him and his government, not for the country and its youth. Mr. Prime Minister, what is your call on this? Madam Speaker, I request the Prime Minister to revert on this as the HRD ministers were changed, but not the Prime Minister for a decade.
Honorable Prime Minister, please.
Miss Opposition Member, this is why you're in the opposition. Instead of ordering me and my party what to do, why don't you raise your voice in the states where you're in power? Madam, if the government is responsible for employment, it's not just the responsibility of the central government, but also the states and the local governments. So, very little responsibility falls on me. However, when we talk about the fulfilling promises, we must acknowledge the recent employment records. Over the last 10 years, the microfinance sector has generated significant employment. Would you not recognize that as a genuine employment? And the number of peers shows the truth. In the span of 6 to 7 years, you are getting 6 crores new jobs on record. EPFO among the people covered in 10 years has seen a rise of 167%. Will this be taken into consideration or not?
Yes, Ms. Manashwini, please.
Madam Speaker, if that is so, the population of youth in India is 0.8 billion out of 1.4 billion. And you are only providing 6 crores of new jobs? And what are the others supposed to do? Sell popcorn on the street? Mr. Prime Minister, care to show any proofs along with your words?
Mr. Prime Minister, would you like to say anything on this?
Yes, we have the proofs. Our HRD minister will give the documents to the respected madam. And yet, you have proven another point why you're in the opposition. I have specifically told that you are getting 6 crores of new jobs on record.
Now, question number 101, Mr. Preetham.
Honorable Madam Speaker, to the Honorable Minister of Railways, We pleased to state the arrangements made by the government regarding basic amenities in the railways for the people of the country. Madam Speaker, and I also raise a question to the government regarding the tragic train accidents that have shaken the nation. On 2nd June 2023, a horrific collision near Balasur claimed the lives of 100 and left many injured. My question to the Honourable Minister of Railways is as follows. What were the primary causes of these accidents? And has the inquiry into these accidents been concluded? Second, what immediate measures have been taken to ensure that such tragedies do not occur in future?
Honorable Minister of Railways, Mr. Ashram.
The safety of and well-being of our passengers are of paramount importance to this government. And in regard to the questions regarding the incidents, the Balasur accident was caused by signal failure, which led to a collision involving 3 trains. Investigations into lapses in maintenance and signaling protocols and accountability has been fixed with corrective actions underway. Immediate measures taken. Deployment of anti-collision devices and strengthening of signaling systems has been prioritized. Regular audits of railway tracks, rolling stock and signaling equipment has been mandated. Madam Speaker, the government is highly concerned about this matter. In this regard, 200 stations are bought under the other station scheme and are provided with basic amenities like toilets, clean drinking water, catering services, waiting rooms, etc. 650 stations are receiving new toilets. 17,000 old toilets on trains are being replaced by bio toilets, increasing the number to 17,388. Also, under the Swachh and Swachh Bharat program, professional cleaning agencies have been hired to keep the trains and stations clean.
Does anyone have any supplementary? Yes, Mr. Pritam.
What is the government doing to improve the security, especially the security of women in train?
Honorable Minister, please.
Our government has provided security upgrade numbers 182 and 138 in this regard. Let me finish.
Security upgrade numbers are not working.
The House is maintained with silence. I request the House to maintain the silence.
Also, 400 railway stations are receiving CCTV camera services. Adding to this, the trains are having pink zones. That is, compartments reserved only for women. This to improve security services, especially those of women in trains.
Mr. Pritam, please.
Madam Speaker, the black marketing of reserved rail tickets is another serious matter. And Madam, in 2024, the RPF registered a total of 71 cases for ticket routing, including 7 cases in railway premises and 64 cases outside the premises. Out of these cases, inquiry is underway in 13 cases and 16 cases are under trial. What is the government doing? The government has to ensure that it does not take place. And Mr. Prime Minister, what kind of government are you running?
Honorable Minister of Railways, please.
Our government has started an initiative in this regard called the YTSK, Yatri Tickets Sweda Kendra, to curb the black marketing of reserved rail tickets. Apart from this, passengers are allowed to book tickets up to 120 days in advance and receive SMS alerts for the arrival and departure of trains. Also, adding to this, we have started Operation 5 Minutes, which allows the passengers to avoid train tickets only within 5 minutes of entering the station.
Now, question number 112, Ms. Pavitra.
With the Minister of Tourism, we pleased to state the latest position on the identification of tourism circuits and have the initiatives to bring them up to international standards or at least to a level acceptable to tourists.
Honorable Minister of Tourism, Mr. Anish, please.
Respected Speaker, the Minister's advised 50 circuits for development of tourism in the country, covering areas of culture, heritage, spiritualism, and ecotourism. Significantly, Kashmir Circuit, Beach Circuit, Fort Circuit, and Desert Circuit. We have formulated a plan, Swadesh Darshan, for the integrated development of tourist circuits around specific themes. Madam, the 5 circuits identified under the scheme include the Buddhist Circuit, Himalayan Circuit, and many more. The Ministry has sanctioned 1,800 crore rupees for projects related to the infrastructure development of destination and circuit.
Ms. Pavitra, please.
Honorable Speaker, may I know why despite sanctioning 1,800 crores, these circuits lack proper infrastructure and are in a dire need of more hotel rooms, good roads, waterways, wayside amenities, etc.
Yes, would the Honorable Minister like to say anything on this?
The foreign initiatives from tourism have cost more than 1 lakh crore in grown by 12% in the past year. Also, India's position in travel and tourism competitiveness has increased from 65 to 62 in 2020 to 21. Madam Speaker, I would also like to mention that with the removal of the Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir is now fully integrated into India, paving its path to significant development and increased tourism. Improved security and infrastructure have already led to record-breaking tourist visits in this region. The government remains committed in making Jammu and Kashmir a key destination, both in local and national tourism.
Now, question number 115. The next question will be asked by the Honorable Member of Parliament from the opposition, Ms. Session-1, please.
मेरा प्रश्न मंत्री महोदय से है। देश में वर्तमान वित्तीय संकट के कारण आम जनता का महंगाई, बेरोजगारी और आर्थिक असमानता जैसे समस्याओं का सामना करना पड़ रहा है। क्या सरकार के पास इन समस्याओं से निपटने के लिए कोई ठोस योजना है? कृपया स्पष्ट करें।
Honorable Finance Minister, please respond.
साथ ही मैं माननीय संसद महोदया को इस प्रश्न के लिए धन्यवाद करती हूँ। सरकार इस बात को स्वीकार करती है कि वैश्विक और घरेलू कारणों से देश को वित्तीय चुनौतियों का सामना करना पड़ रहा है। हमने इस स्थिति को संभालने के लिए कुछ कदम उठाए हैं, जैसे कि 1. कीमतें कम करने के उपाय, 2. रोजगार बढ़ाने की योजनाएं, 3. विकास परियोजनाओं में निवेश, 4. विदेशी से निवेश और निर्यात बढ़ावा। हम आश्वस्त करते हैं कि इन कदमों का परिणाम जल्दी ही दिखाई देंगे और देश इस संकट से उबरेगा।
आपके बातों में तो योजना बहुत अच्छी है, लेकिन जमीनी हकीकत कुछ और कहती है। क्या सरकार ने इन योजनाओं का प्रभाव की समीक्षा की है?
Finance Minister, please.
माननीय संसद महोदया, हमारी योजनाओं की लगातार समीक्षा हो रही है। इसके लिए एक टास्क फोर्स बनाई गई है जो हर तिमाही रिपोर्ट पेश करती है। हम किसी भी सुधार के लिए तैयार हैं और देश ही कार्य करते रहेंगे।
Now, question number 116, Ms. Puri.
Minister of Irrigation, we pleased to state that 141 million hectares of wet areas within the country, only an extent of about 65 million hectares, which is 46%, is currently covered under irrigation. Substantial dependence on rainfall makes cultivation in the remaining areas a high risk and a less productive profession. When the government is busy favoring industrialists, what is it doing to help these farmers to improve irrigation?
Honorable Minister of Irrigation, Mr. Ketan.
My honorable question, our government is committed about high priority water security. Madam, we have considered Pradhan Mantri Session-1 to extend the coverage of irrigation in a focused and comprehensive manner. And recently, we had a meeting at which we decided that the Ministry of Agriculture would be converted to local department so that Pradhan Mantri Session-1 could be implemented properly.
Now, question number 114. The next question will be asked by the Leader of the Opposition, Ms. Sandhya.
My question is to the Prime Minister. Madam Speaker, students in India often face problems and confusion when selecting their options while comparing the ratings given by the different international rating agencies, where our universities are hardly figuring the top 200. Mr. Prime Minister, what is your call on this? Don't you think it's high time that we focus on improving our university standards so that they figure in the top 200?
Honorable Prime Minister, please.
Manya Mahoday, when we are talking about the education system, which has not been changed in 60 years of your ruling, whereas out of this, I would like to convey something which is useful to you. And if we were supposed to change the standards of universities, we should first change the standards of school system. And hence, we have formulated a bill, NEP 2020, which has been implemented. And one more point I would like to make is that our ministry is busy preparing a framework to rank India's higher education institutes. The India-centric ranking framework will give an alternative to Indian students. And our ministry had even held consultations with US and Times ranking authorities.
Madam Speaker, I have supplement.
Yes, you may proceed.
Would our worthy Prime Minister care to answer what will be the grounds for such ratings and when we can expect it to be operational?
The Prime Minister, please.
will be assessed on parameters like teaching, learning, research, collaborative practices and professional performances, graduate outcomes, placements, outreach and inclusive actions, and peer group reception. One of the most important actions is outreach and inclusive action, which will assess institutes on affirmative actions and steps that have been taken to reach out to disadvantaged sections of society. Moreover, the rankings will be driven through a web-based portal wherein each institute will be able to furnish information.
Now the questionnaire is over. I request the House to please stay seated. No more supplementary please. And now we move to the breach of privilege. Mr. Sharon, please.
Thank you, Madam. There has been a serious breach of privilege by the members of the Leave Party. Days before, a serious and confidential issue relating to the reform cause of India versus neighboring countries was discussed, which later was leaked into the media and now comes without careful debate. Let them get some of the rules, regulations, norms, discipline, and the decorum of the Parliament, and let the people not be ashamed of what they should be there.
Mr. Sharon, have you given notice of it earlier?
Yes, Madam. I have already given notice of it at 10 a.m. this morning.
It will be examined and you will come to know about it. Now, papers to be read. Honorable Minister of Energy Resources, Srinika, please.
Madam Speaker, I beg to lay on the table the copies of the papers related to the following reports. 1. Identification of industrial sector promising for commercialization of solar energy. 2. Market assessment on solar water heating in the Himalayan regions. 3. Delhi International Renewable Energy Conference.
This Honorable HRD Minister, please.
1. Report of the working group of subcommittee of the National Development Council. 2. Report on technology mission on oil seeds and pulses. 3. Report on integrated maintenance.
Let us take up the calling attention motion. Ms. Duty, please.
Madam Speaker, please call the attention of the Minister. I beg to call the attention of the Minister of Food and Civil Supplies to the situation arising out of the reported inadequate supply of food grains to the state by the center and the action taken by the government in this regard.
Yes, Minister of Food and Civil Supplies, Ms. Samida, please.
Madam Speaker, the state government and union territories intimate the central government every month about the requirement of food grains from the central pool for issue to the public distribution system. The allotment of food grains to the various state and union territories is made on a month-to-month basis. These are being reviewed every month and allocations are made accordingly.
Mr. Kushal, please.
Madam Speaker, really I have to thank the chair for allowing me to call the attention of the Food and Civil Supplies Minister for taking up the discussion about the situation arising out of the inadequate supply of food grains to the states by the center. Madam Speaker, that to undertake, when my state is not in a position to feed the people of Tamil Nadu even for 3 to 4 weeks.
Ms. Meghna, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the first point that I want to make is that the complaints are coming in larger number from states as well as from the consumers. The food grain supplied by the FCI is often rotten and is unfit for the human consumption. I would like the Food and Civil Supplies Minister to look into this matter seriously and rectify matters. This issue is completely out of control.
Honorable Minister of Food and Civil Supplies, please.
Madam Speaker, I have listened carefully to the point raised by an honourable member of this House on the subject of the distribution of food grains by the Centre for the Public Distribution System. My friends from Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Kerala and several other states have made points of increasing the allotment of various commodities up to the central pool with their states. As regards to the position of Tamil Nadu, I made submit that I have already explained the position of supplying rice to that state in this House earlier in response to questions and to statements made by me on the subject in the House.
Honorable Home Minister to introduce the bill.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move for you to introduce a bill further to amend the Motor Vehicles Act.
The question is that the leave be granted to introduce the bill further to amend the Motor Vehicles Act. Those who are in favor will please say aye.
Aye.
Those who are against it, please say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. 2025. Honorable Home Minister, please.
I beg to move the Police Force Bill 2025, an act to consolidate and amend the law relating to the establishment, regulation, powers and duties of the police service, and for the matters connected therewith and incidental thereto. Madam Speaker, the very foundation of our nation is based on the root of the law of all the three organs of the governance. The law is held to be supreme and the most powerful. Be it the executive, the legislature or the judiciary, no one is held above the law which is laid down in the constitution of our country. While the judiciary acts as the watchdog of rule of the law, it is the police force that is the guardian of law and order in a society. Madam Speaker, I am so confident that all honorable members of this House, irrespective of party affiliation, believe in the fact that the police force of our country is in a dire need to be reformed, and therefore will welcome the bill wholeheartedly, and through it will help to raise the standards of our police force akin to that of developed nations. With these words, I now move that Police Force Bill 2025 be taken into consideration.
Motion moved that the bill relating to the establishment, regulation, powers and duties of the police service and for matters connected therewith and incidental thereto be taken into consideration. Ms. Samani, what are your remarks on this bill?
I have been proud to associate myself with the passing of such a reformative act. It has been a long pending issue of our nation since we achieved independence that the police force should be patronized on, modernized and should be made more people friendly.
Ms. Manashwini, please enlighten the House with your views.
Madam Speaker, the police force is one of the vital organs of the executive which holds a pivotal role in maintaining the law and order in the society for that matter. There should be a partiality in the functioning of the police system. This legislation is a fraud on the Constitution itself. This bill hides more than it reveals. According to Section 10, which says that the police officers keeping information confidential is against the ideology of democracy, as police being a part of government are not allowed to work in secrecy. And also according to Section 101, which says on the member of SPCA, who is also again a fraud on the people of the state.
Honorable Home Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, it is indeed a learning experience for me to listen to this vibrant input of all the members of this House, both the supporters and the critics equally. The first issue that I will clarify is that of pay rise for police personnel, as pointed out by Ms. Manashwini in her furious speech. Madam, the honorable opposition member is forgetting about the two subsequent pay commissions that stand implemented as of today. I request the House to pass the bill.
The question is that the bill to consolidate and amend the law relating to the establishment, regulation, powers and duties of the police service and for matters connected therewith and incidental thereto be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those who are against it, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Clause by clause consideration. Now the question is that the sections 101 and 107 stand as part of it. There is one amendment in sections 101 and 107 by Ms. Manashwini. Are you moving it?
No, Madam Speaker, in reply to the Minister, I am not pressing my amendment.
Now the question is that the sections 101 and 107 stand as part of the bill. Those who are in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those who are against it, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Now the question is that the chapter, the enacting formula and the title stand as part of the bill. Those who are in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those who are against it, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Honorable Home Minister, Ms. Manashwini, please.
Madam Speaker, I move the bill to be passed.
Motion moved that the bill is passed. Those who are in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those who are against it, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Now the House will take up the private members' resolution. Ms. Bahar to move the resolution.
Madam Speaker, I move the following resolution. This House recommends that the government should bring in the Prevention of Torture Act. As we all know that India is signatory to the Convention Against Torture, other cruel, inhuman and degrading punishment or treatment as adopted by
meaning of Articles 21 and 22 of the Constitution of India. Thank you.
Ms. Jaitra, please.
Madam Speaker, I rise to support the resolution moved by my learned member and through you. I would like to congratulate her on bringing forward this resolution. It is an undeniable fact that the prison system in our country has been associated with committing of many atrocities across the nation. It is in the spirit that I pledge my support to the proposed resolution and wish that such act should be brought forth without any further delay.
Ms. Yaksha, please.
Madam Speaker, I rise to oppose the bill on the torture that the government has taken in the House. Since this bill was back and lacks clarity, the bill appears to be just a formality to abide by the UN Convention and protect the cosmetic duty of international relations, which India has been maintaining with developed nations, when it should have been a serious attempt to curb the nuisance of the torture, which has become the order of the day in Indian jails.
Honorable Home Minister, what is your opinion?
Madam Speaker, I extend my sincere thanks to Ms. Baha for bringing forth to the notice of the House this very serious issue of prevention of torture in Indian jails, and that has become a national shame for our country. The government has tried to make a difference time and again by amending the acts which control the administration of prison functions.
Ms. Yaksha, please.
Madam Speaker, I am grateful to the Honorable Minister to be generous enough to support the bill, and in the view of the reply given by the Minister, I am withdrawing my bill.
Motion moved that the bill is withdrawn. Those who are in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those who are against it, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The resolution by the leave of House is withdrawn. The House is adjourned to meet at 11 a.m.
ఓకే అందరికీ నమస్కారాలు. ఏదైతే ఈరోజు యూత్ పార్లమెంట్ సెషన్ చాలా బాగా చేశారు. 6th, 7th and 9th హైదరాబాద్ పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్. ఈరోజు ఇటు అపోజిషన్ ఇటు గవర్నమెంట్ యాజ్ పార్లమెంట్లో ఏ విధంగా ఉందో ఆ విధంగా ఈరోజు చక్కగా చేశారు. మీ అందరూ కూడా అప్రిషియేట్ చేస్తాను. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు సీ యూ this parliament session. I am not a parliamentarian, I am MLA, but even though ఒక మంచి పార్లమెంట్ సెషన్ పెట్టి బాగా ధన్యవాదాలు చేస్తున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే ఇటువంటిది ఇప్పుడుండే పరిస్థితుల్లో కూడా రాజకీయాల్లో కూడా మంచి యూత్ రావాలి. యూత్ వస్తేనే సొసైటీ బాగుంటుంది. సొసైటీ బాగుండాలి అంటే మంచి ఎడ్యుకేట్ ఉండేవాళ్ళు యూత్, నాన్ కరప్టెడ్ ఇలాంటి ఎప్పుడైతే సొసైటీలో ఉంటుందో సొసైటీ కూడా చాలా మార్పు వస్తుందని చెప్పి నేను తెలియజేస్తున్నా. నేనైతే 5 minutes వరకు వచ్చా. మీ పార్లమెంట్ సెషన్స్ చూసిన తర్వాత అయిపోయే వరకు మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే బ్రేక్ ఇచ్చే వరకు అప్పుడు దాకా నేను కూడా చాలా ఎంజాయ్ చేశానని చెప్పి మీ అందరికీ కూడా తెలియజేస్తాను. కాబట్టి మీ అందరూ కూడా తెలియజేస్తూ జగదీష్ గారు ప్రిన్సిపల్ గారు కూడా ఒక మంచి ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ ఈరోజు ఇచ్చారు. ఎందుకంటే మన తెలంగాణలో కూడా మన రేవంత్ కూడా ఇదే విధంగా ఒక మంచి సెషన్స్ చేశారు పార్లమెంట్లో, అసెంబ్లీలో. అదేవిధంగా ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ కూడా మనం చేసాం. ఈ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ అన్ని స్కూల్స్లో కూడా అన్ని చోట్లకి వెళ్ళాలి. ఎందుకంటే మీరు తీసుకున్న కాన్సెప్ట్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ అది మీకు కూడా ఈరోజు ఈ ట్రైనింగ్ వల్ల పూర్తిగా మీకు కూడా ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్ వాట్ ఈజ్ వాట్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ ఇన్ ఇండియా స్టేట్స్లో కూడా మీకు తెలిసే విధంగా మీకు కూడా ఒక మంచి ఆలోచన వచ్చే సబ్జెక్ట్స్ తోటి ఈరోజు పార్టిసిపేట్ చేశారు. చాలా సంతోషం. ఈరోజు యూత్ కానీ ఇందాక పోలీస్ కానీ సివిల్ సప్లైస్ కానీ చాలా విషయాలు కూడా మీరు అందరూ కూడా డిస్కస్ చేశారు. చాలా సంతోషం అని చెప్పేసి తెలియజేస్తూ, అదేవిధంగా మంచి ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ అందరూ కూడా నా అభినందనలు తెలియజేస్తూ, మీ అందరికీ పేరు పేరున నా అభినందనలు శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తూ థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.